Hi, I hope everyone had a good trading day. I actually had to restart this video. I was about 5 minutes in, so it wasn't that bad, but I was like 5 minutes in, and then I got a text message, and and my phone is connected to my computer, and so the text message, whenever I get a text, it always shows up right here, like right in this corner right here. But usually I'm recording in windowed mode, and but I realized I had set it to. I had set OBS to recording the whole screen, and so then it showed it, and it just wasn't a text I wanted to include. So I'm back in windowed mode now. But thank God I got the text only 5 minutes in, so I saw it, and then I just immediately checked OBS, and I saw, oh, wait a minute, I don't want to, so I just restarted. So just 5 minutes. So anyway, I hope everyone had a good trading day. I feel like, yeah, today was a little bit harder for me. I know one guy. So I saw someone posted a trade right here, Rudden. The name was Rudden, and so they took this trade right here. I don't really have an entry, but they were trading the micros. And he had a way better setup right there. It just looked a lot better. I didn't really get anything I thought was good taking, but his chart looked a little better, and the context was good. I mean, like even if you draw this here, you'd still get the uptrend break, new high, break out of this range. Most breakouts fail, and then it just had two legs down to his target, and I forget exactly what his target was, but I don't remember his exact entry price up here, but it was around this area, and then that was a really good looking trade. So congrats to you, Rudden. And yeah, so yeah, basically I took this loss. I actually noticed Rudden actually also took this loss. He took this loss and then he made up for it here. But I took this loss and then it took me a lot longer to make up for it. But basically we have these two legs up. We broke out of this channel, which I thought it fit best there. And, we have the two legs up. You see these two blue legs, uptrend break, new high, and then a breakout. Most breakouts fail. And then even if you draw this STT as wide as you can, you still get this right here. And so at first I was going to try to enter on this, but it was blocked. And then I got this entry right here. And so I entered, but I lost really fast. Well, not really fast. It teasing me for a little bit down here, and then it just went all the way back up. So as far as what's wrong with it, I mean, it looks like I'm not gonna lie, it still looks like a pretty good trade to me. I think it's probably just one of those times where it just reversed. I mean, this doesn't seem like an out of the ordinary trade for me, so I can't quite put my finger on it. Maybe, you're not gonna win every trade going for 1 to 2. I mean, that'd be insane. But anyway, so we started off, I put my overnight highs here, my overnight lows here. We have this downtrend break, new low, and then that's what formed the overnight low. It's a little bit, you can kind of debate it around this area. It's a little bit harder to find because it's kind of just pushing down here, but I think it's there. I think it fits best there, and then it kind of reacted off of it there. But so the downtrend break, and then two legs down to a new low, breaking out. We start forming this bigger downtrend here. I look for something here, but I don't really see anything good. We just kind of go in this uptrend. We have a break, and I did kind of think I might have missed something here because it kind of looks like a trap. The way it has that bullish bar right there, and then it ticks higher, and then closes almost down at the lows of it, back below the EMA. Uptrend technically has a break and a new high. I just couldn't really get myself to pull the trigger on it. Something seemed off about it. Maybe it was the sideways action and the EMA being slightly flattened up and mixed with the fact that it didn't reach these lows down here. So maybe I just thought it could have been reversing, but I couldn't really get myself to take it. So we bounce here again. I see that it has a break, but to me that just looks like another bounce. I mean, it has a break, new low, but really when I look at it here, I just see downtrend and then break here and then two legs down to a new low. And then these measured legs really do often mean something. I mean, it has this measured leg down here. It doesn't reach it here, but then when it does reach it, it bounces directly off of it there, and again, and then that's where I ended up keeping my range low. I mean, at first I had this range low, oh whoops, at first I had it here, because it's clearly there, but this measured move led exactly to the breakout right here, to the tick. So it's just something to keep to watch out for. And then I ended up moving this range down here only after we got this breakout and this breakout down here, because after you get multiple breakouts, you do have to adjust the range. You have to adjust the range, and so I put it to here. I thought it fit best there after we got the second breakout here, but yeah. So wait, where was I? I'm kind of jumping all over the place here. So I think I'm in this area. So we have the downtrend break and a couple legs down. We push higher, we get a first entry short, second entry short, and then we can, possibly get a failed second entry. So there's a failed second entry setup there. I did not take it. I was kind of worried about it because we did have this big bearish bias, and then it closed back below the EMA, and I just couldn't quite get myself to take it. I don't remember if it has a short-term trend through it. So it does close out of the short-term trend line. It's not the best looking trade, and also, even though it has that second entry short, to me, it's really just uptrend break and then first attempt higher right here. So anyway, got really hot all of a sudden. I forgot I usually turn on my AC before the videos, because for some reason I get so hot whenever I make the videos, and I forgot to turn on the AC, so I'm just gonna deal with it. But so anyway, now we have a couple legs up, and we have this push back down. So at this moment, I would have the range right there. I had the range right there, and then I have this push out, break, new low. Clearly, you wouldn't have been able to take a fade there because it's in that short-term trend line. But then when you get the break and the new low, that is a lot better of a fade. But I was not exactly wanting to buy because, you're still getting lower highs and lower lows, and I was just a little bit scared to buy. I mean, I think maybe I shouldn't have been so scared because we do have the downtrend played out with a couple legs to a new low, and then it is kind of just going sideways here. So I think I was kind of, overreacting. But I mean, you do also have this short-term thing here, but I probably should have at least taken that, just to try to get a 1-to-1. If I'm scared of the bearish bias, I should have just gone for 1-to-1, because this isn't even bad right here. It's just I was kind of emotionally trading, so it wasn't my best day today. But we have these couple legs up, uptrend break, new high, then you rush back below the EMA, go back above, rush back below. So clearly prices are struggling to buy here. They're struggling to get to the highs, and you do get these two legs up. You go into this downtrend here, and then at this point, when we couldn't reach the highs, when it was struggling to go long, we already have the two legs up before reaching the highs. I was really scared to buy here, so I did not buy again. But I think that I had a lot better reason to not buy here. We just keep making lower highs and lower lows, So anyway, we go into this uptrend. We have a break, first attempt higher, second attempt higher. First entry long, second entry long at the same time. I did not enter. It doesn't seem that good anyway because it has a short-term trend line working through it, but I should probably get that drawn for you. But then you have this break, and then also an attempt at a new low, and then it does close back above the EMA. But I'm just still scared of buys at this point. I mean, I was really just against buying this whole area right here. So, and then I did lower this pretty soon after we got that breakout. But I was just really scared of buying, and then we're chopping around. We're in the middle. It's just not that great of an area. And then as soon as I think, okay, I'm finally safe, I can go short, I immediately took a loss. So it's sometimes it just annoys you like that. But I'm gonna remove that just to not get them confused with these legs up here, the arrows. So we have a couple legs up. We're at the highs. I kind of thought that they were like off of there and here because it kind of fits pretty well right there and then also there. And we have the two legs up, And when I draw the STT, even as wide as I can, I still get an entry outside of it, and then I still get stopped out anyway. So really what it could have been is we could have just gotten the downtrend break, new low, and then you get the bottoming pattern, you know, the range, breakout, reversal. But I really do think that it was, I mean, it looks safe enough to short this range. I mean, it really isn't very confirmed, and plus that kind of looks like a weak high, so maybe I'm overlooking something here, but this is how I saw it. So anyway, clearly we have these, I drew these legs here, they're pretty clear. So and then this trade right here I didn't take, I just marked that from earlier when I was talking about Rudden's trade. So we have a couple legs down. I mean, sorry, I'm kind of skipping ahead a little bit. Even if you draw this, you have this uptrend break, new high, and then you go into this congestion right here. And I really don't see any entries in here. We kind of just chop around and then break out without any real reason to go short. At least on my chart, Rudden's chart looked a little bit better to go short here. And he did a 1 to 2 target. He put it in here somewhere, and then it just made 2 legs down. So, I mean, I would have been like shooken up because he had to sit through a lot of stuff in this chart. He had to sit through all of this and this pullback. But if you trade the big picture, I mean, he waited for the 2 big picture legs down to play out, and then he got out at a big target there. So, you know, this is why I like, this is why I like this better than scalping. You can go for bigger targets, and you don't have to worry about taking so many trades inside of all this chop right here. You know, you can just wait on the bigger stuff. But so anyway, we go down, we go into this congestion right here. Looks like we have a couple legs up and then a breakout. Most breakouts fail, we fade back down. So if I were to look at this right here, this short as an entry, I don't think it's that great look. I wouldn't really buy there. I mean, or excuse me, I wouldn't really want to go short there because both of these legs do close high above the EMA, and then this barely closes back below, and then you'd really have to. And of course, if I were to look for something here, it would have to be 1-to-1. So you'd have to use a limit order. It's kind of a sketchy area to me with all this closing above. And then, you know, I was also just kind of scared about this right here. So I was kind of just emotionally trading, but I was trying my best, but sometimes stuff like that happens, and then I, you know, screw up for the rest of the day. But anyway, so after we have this leg up here, so uptrend, and then break, new high, and then a couple legs down, and then we have this next leg up, which I'm actually tempted to, I think I should probably have it drawn like this. So, oh, whoops. Yeah, because like this is all part of the same move. When you get this uptrend, break, new high, although actually this isn't a confirmed uptrend. So, I mean, you can see the uptrend break new high, but it only has the 2 bounces off one side and 1 off the other. So actually, I kind of want to take that back. I think it should be there. And then, yeah. Oh yeah, and then it basically almost makes the measured move here. So we have the 2 legs up here at this point. Clearly, you can see that. Zoom out. You can clearly see those 2 legs up. And so, I was looking to go short in this area right here. There's really no setup. You just have this uptrend in play, and then you know you finally reach the overnight low. So I was kind of wanting to get like a breakout pullback, which I kind of ended up getting, but I was trying to look for one sooner. But there's really nothing that sets up there. I mean, you're just in that uptrend, and then you get a break, a new high here. It's clearly congestive. It's just, you know, you push lower again, and then you do get this. And I was thinking about it there. I ended up skipping. It would have ended up being really great, but I just couldn't get myself to take it. I mean, I would have had to get out before these lows anyway, so it would have been a 1-to-1 trade that I missed out on. So I basically just missed out on that. It really doesn't even look bad. It's just uptrend, break, couple legs up to a new high at the high of this big measured move. You know, almost being a breakout pullback. Because on a big picture, I mean, this can be a breakout pullback. I mean, you can see it. It's just it breaks out, goes about to that level, and pushes back lower. So anyway, we push down a little bit, and then I'm going to remove this channel for now because I didn't have it at the time during this trade, obviously. I kind of just saw it as, you know, we had this downtrend break. We did make a new low, but I was thinking we can get a second attempt. We are at a pretty good context area. It barely broke out, pulled back off the overnight low. It's a definite breakout pullback off the range here, which that wasn't really why I was taking it. It was more just the context, and then I kind of got a decent entry there, especially with the trap. If I didn't get that trap, I wouldn't have taken it. But we got that bullish bar with a new low right there, and then it ticked higher, and then it closed all the way back below here. But now let me explain my entry, because I got slippage on this trade. So price filled, or not filled me, but price triggered below this bar right here, and then actually went up for a little bit. And then I just grabbed the stop order, and then I tried to put my stop order in early, and it just rushed down at that point. So my stop order got filled, but it pushed me a couple ticks below. Like I think it's one tick below the stop entry here. So there, and then yeah. So I did not want to go for the full thing because I got in 2 ticks later than I was originally intending. So I just lowered it 4 ticks because if you enter 2 ticks late on a 1 to 2 trade, it's gonna put an extra point on your target, and I didn't want to risk that, so I ended up just lowering it 4 ticks and got out at 26 ticks. So that's 1 to 1.75 risk to reward. So anyway, we push lower here, we go into this range. Excuse me. So we go into this range. I was looking for an entry right here, just chopping around, put the highs there, the lows there. Fits pretty well. The downtrend is played out with a break and a new low. And we get this first entry short, second entry short, and then, I could have gotten in with a limit order, but I was really just wanting to get a better setup. But, and I remember this part, I was literally going to take a trade here, because this bar had formed as a bearish pin bar, but it was closing right there. It didn't close, but it was right there until there was like 200 ticks left, and then right when there was 200 ticks left, it just came all the way down here, and there's just no way that you can enter that. Because when I got in here, or if I could have gotten in here, I would have been able to get exactly 1-to-1 risk to reward at these lows, which is what I was wanting to do. But when there was like 200 ticks left, it just plummeted, closed down here, can't enter that, no room. So anyway, I started to draw this downtrend, which I didn't quite draw it yet, so I'm gonna put it back on in a sec. But we have this lower high, we push lower, we have this breakout pullback, which I'm basically just thinking we have these couple legs down. I'm not gonna take this breakout pullback into the lows, but after we get that, we have another correction, 2-legged correction. I actually know for a fact I was not in the room during this trade, but it doesn't look that good anyway. But oh whoops, what did I do? Okay, there I am. So it is a second entry short. Looking at it, it's just, I don't know. I mean, I do know. I mean, because when you're in this downtrend, which I still don't think I had it at the time, I was basically thinking the same thing. I just didn't want to short into the very lows, but I could have had this downtrend and then saw that it was off the key entry point. But even if I did get this downtrend in time, I should have been like, well, we barely came off these highs and barely got halfway through, so it's probably not the best entry. But and then about this trade right here, there's something that I was really kicking myself over about this trade, something that I overlooked. I'm not saying the trade is bad, it's just there's something I wish I had seen about it, and I possibly wouldn't have even taken it. But I had the downtrend at this time. We went into this range, we broke out. Most breakouts fail. I waited for this uptrend to have a break and then an attempt higher, and then I entered on this trap. I entered on the engulfing bar, and I had room to get out before the lows, so I thought it was a good looking trade. But realistically, what I'm kind of seeing here is I was entering into the lows of this move, and it didn't even reach the downtrend lows, so that could be a sign of it reversing if it can't reach the lows, and then immediately rushes above the EMA like it's not even there, and then also above the channel. So, but even with that, at this point, you do also have a downtrend break expecting a new low. So that, could basically cancel it out. So, it's a decent trade. There's better trades in the world. It's not perfect, but, it looks pretty good. So, and then when I got the engulfing bar, I liked how it closed barely below the EMA. That kind of made me feel good. I was worried of it because I've always had a fear of engulfing bars because I'm always scared that they're going to just tick lower and then close way back up. But this one, the EMA held. So anyway, I got out at 3 points, and you can go watch that trade if you feel like. Last video, and let me just zoom out here. So then basically we get this downtrend break, new low, and then we rush above the EMA. So that's very common. Downtrend break, new extreme, rushes above the EMA, and you get this reversal pattern, but it's really choppy and doesn't work right there. But we do end up getting 2 legs up. So you can see the 2 legs up there. It just kind of gets congestive right off the bat there, and then you get this breakout to go short, but we're expecting a reversal because the downtrend just played out, and then we're rushing above the EMA, so there's no way I'm going to go short there. And we push lower, we don't get a long. This is a lot better of a buy than right here because you have 2 legs back, but I was kind of scared of entering that because I just didn't like the pushes below the EMA, even though we could expect a reversal, and that's why I didn't want to go short here. I mean, we do still have this bearish bias at this point, and so I was still a little bit scared to buy like that. And when I say that, I mean I was scared to try to get in with a limit order. I know for a fact that I would not have gotten filled, but I would have not have gotten filled at a good enough price to get out before the highs. So I'm exhausted. Anyway, we push out higher here, 2 legs up at this point, and then clearly you can see that turn into 2 bigger legs up. And then if I move this over, keep it in the same level, uptrend break, new high, and then it basically turns down right at that measured move. You get that second entry, and at this point I actually had stopped trading, but I'm still going to go over the stuff now. But I stopped trading while this leg started to form. And anyway, so we had these 2 legs down. We just made this measured move higher and then rushed below the EMA. So I would have been scared about that, but I would have liked the trap more had I seen it. But let me just, yeah, this doesn't even look like that horrible of a trade. Especially because if you're just going to try to take this as a fade, which, let me get that drawn. So even if you're just going to try to take this as a fade, I think it's probably good for 1-to-1. It looks really good with those 2 legs back and the trap. And just after reversing, I don't really like how we've already made this measured move here and then rush below the EMA, but that trap looks pretty nice. So anyway, it looks pretty good to me. So if it wasn't a trap, I would not be saying that, by the way. I only like it because of the trap. So we push higher here, we break out, pull back, another leg higher, rush below, first entry here, and then new low, first entry short, second entry short, failure. And that's also uptrend, break, expecting a new high, and you get a new high, traps, engulfing bar. I was not trading at this time, but that looks way too big for me to enter on anyway. But I mean, it doesn't exactly look that terrible, but that is just way too big to enter on. And like if we had got this same looking setup, like say that this bar right here was like as big as my arrow, like here, like this, the distance that I'm going back and forth, if the bar was like that big and then the trap happened like right here, then I think that would have been a good looking trade. But I'm not going to enter on this way up here. So make the new high, rush below, and that's it. So looks like we're getting a reversal, but I'm done trading. I'm not even going to look at that. I'm tired. Don't feel like doing it. And anyway, excuse me. All right, I'm exhausted. I'm going to end the video here. Hope you all found this helpful in some way. And yeah, I guess that's it for the video. See y'all next time.